Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So today we're going to be taking a look at another beer from, I guess, these guys are one of my favorite breweries when it comes to fruited sours. I'd even put them up there with, like, breweries like Drecker. Who else does a lot of sours? Shit. But these guys are definitely up there with some of the more experimental style of fruited sours that you guys hear me talk about all the time when it comes to the fruited Berliner Weisses, fruited, just like heavily fruit pureed beers, and it just overall these guys make some fantastic stuff. Plus, this one is a special one to me just because my good boy Duchess is on the can of this guy. I don't know if everybody can laugh at it, but we got the Dad Bod Slushy we're looking at today from 903 Brewers, and I don't know, the camera's kind of whitewashing it out, but it's a fruited Berliner Weiss ale aged on strawberry, guava, milk sugar, and sea salt. So I'm wondering with the sea salt aspect in there if they're kind of maybe getting some like Goes-esque elements in it, to where it's like when it's like a fruited Goes, definitely there's elements of sea salt in there because you get that bright fruit flavors you get, and then afterwards you're going to get just like that kind of saltiness that brings out more of those fruit flavors. That's why I really enjoy when either a Goes or a beer that has sea salt in it, just because it's made just to enhance those fruit flavors even more and kind of add a little bit extra bite to it. Plus, with there being guava in this one, guava on its own brings like an extra bitey element to it. So I'm wondering, most likely, I think that's going to be the most predominant flavor. I think the strawberry is just going to come in for sweetness on the back end and kind of add more of a thick, creamier mouthfeel to it. So I'm excited for this one. You guys heard me talk about 903 all the time before. They're really, really community-based. It's ran by a husband and wife, and they kind of just created a really cool thing down in Sherman, Texas. So I'm pretty damn excited for this one. I'm really excited for anything I get to try from 903, just because a lot of their beers are absolutely fantastic. So without further ado, of course, you guys know the drill that I've talked about when it comes to getting this style of beer, when it comes to either a heavily fruited sour or a fruited Berliner Weiss kind of thing. There's some steps you want to take before you kind of open it up and all that kind of stuff. Just because these beers have a lot of fruit puree in them, there's some simple steps that you might want to take just to create your overall beer experience, just making it that much better. So when you get one of these kind of beers, always want to keep it refrigerated. Make sure it's in a cold place at all times, just because you don't want any fermentation to happen inside of the can any more than it should. But then one of my recommendations, I think a lot of breweries actually label it on the can. A lot of times when you get the style of beer, they want you to gently roll it on a countertop or a table or something before you open it. So because most of the time all that puree is going to sit on the bottom after it's been settled for a little bit. So you want to get that puree and all like the heavier stuff that sits on the bottom moving and being suspended throughout the beer. So give it a few rolls, get stuff moving a little bit. But then one thing I do when I'm bringing it to wherever I'm drinking it, I just hold it upside down. So when I put it on my desk or on a table or something, just have it upside down, because then all the stuff that's sitting up here is going to start going throughout, and then making sure you're going to get that thick pour the moment you open the can. So, and then the final step that I usually do when it comes to me having these kind of beers, I will show you in a sec. So let's crack this guy open and see what this thing's all about. Let's see what we got on the smell of this guy. Oh yeah, definitely. The guava is definitely coming through, predominant. Yeah, definitely has that guava bite up front, which is what I was expecting. I know the guava is probably going to be the most upfront flavor in this one. I'm expecting a nice creaminess as well. So yeah, this smells like it's going to be absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's pour this guy. Going to be drinking out of my Whiskey Hill Brewing Company little tulip glass this afternoon. And so here's the next step on when you get this kind of beer. So I would say pour about half of it, well, half of the glass a little bit, or whatever's close enough to where when you swirl the can a little bit, you're not going to make a mess or anything. So pour a little bit into the glass, give it a quick swirl in the can, get stuff moving a little bit more, and then finish your pour, because all the thick goodness is about to come rushing out. And just look at that. I know this doesn't look like a beer because it has like almost like brown kind of colors to it, but that's like a natural kind of color of guava, and like most likely the strawberry is not going to add like a redness to it, just because it's inside the flesh. I wouldn't say it's like a red that would stay in color. But look at that. It doesn't look like a beer, I'll tell you that. And definitely, okay, so the moment I poured it, that guava is coming out tenfold now, which I'm definitely enjoying. I don't know if I'm getting the sea saltiness on the nose, but there's definitely that guava funk coming through, which smells absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try. So Cheers, everybody. Happy Monday. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Yeah. It's definitely lighter on flavor than some of the other stuff that I've had from 903, just because when it comes to the mixture of fruits they used in this one, they use a lot of dark berries and all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to having those more upfront, slap you in the face fruit flavors, it's definitely more predominant in some other ones. But the guava hits you really nice. The strawberry kind of mellows everything out when it comes to making sure that guava doesn't give you too much of a bite. But the guava's up front, strawberry comes into the back end, has a really nice kind of very balanced kind of mouthfeel as well when it comes to the creaminess. Definitely not really effervescent at all. Definitely has that heavy kind of higher gravity mouthfeel that you would expect from this style of beer. And overall, yeah, it's still pretty damn delicious. I'm almost getting, like, I don't want to say hints of banana in there slightly, but there's definitely the strawberries coming through slightly at the end. I would say, like I said, the most in-your-face flavor in this one's going to be the guava, but when it comes to that strawberry, balancing it out, not giving it too much of a bite, and then having that sea salt kind of work through and bring out, I think it's bringing out more of the strawberry than I expected. Overall, it's still absolutely delicious. Wow, this is a good one. Oh yeah, it kind of sucks, League. 903 is closed on Mondays. But overall, yeah, this beer is absolutely delicious. Definitely more on the lighter side when it comes to flavor from some of the other stuff from 903. But overall, still really damn good. Yeah, that is a good one for sure. Definitely has a nice kind of tartness that lingers at the end as well, which is what you would expect from like a guava kind of thing, because guava has a nice natural tartness to it as well. And most likely the strawberry kind of flavor I'm getting here that's adding tartness a little bit too is like when it's not that like unripened strawberry almost, where it's like it's closer to that white kind of flesh of the strawberry. So overall, yeah, it's still pretty damn solid. Really, really good. So let's look here on Untapped. And of course, if you can't get your hands on anything from 903, especially this Dad Bod Slushy, Untapped does a really cool thing to where they give you kind of similar options when it comes to different breweries around the country that they would consider similar to this. So let's look here and see what Untapped shows as similar beers to this one, because there's one here that you might recognize. You might be able to get a kind of a similar experience. So we got one here from Skygazer Brewing Company called Watercolors Christmas Cream, which is, let's see, it's a lot of Christmassy thing. I don't know if you would get the same experience out of this one. It looks absolutely delicious. Almost looks like freaking looks like strawberry milk. Holy crap, that's pretty cool. That one actually looks interesting. I wouldn't consider that one similar to this one. But let's see, we got one here from Wiley Roots Brewing Company called from their Ice Cream Trucks line, the Banana Across America, which is a blueberry coconut cream, banana, and milk sugar. Wouldn't really put that one in there, even though to me, there's like the slightest note of banana in this one for me. I don't know what it is. It definitely has that like aftertaste of banana slightly that's lingering in here for me, but overall, I really wouldn't consider that one either. Oh, we got one here from Drecker from the Chonk line called their Peach Melba, which is, let's see, it's definitely Chonk Peach Melba Sunday Sour, absolutely filled with gobs of peach, raspberry, coconut, and lactose. Maybe, I feel like this one could be close, just because I don't know, just the tropical fruit. I don't know if you could. I wouldn't really consider peach a tropical fruit, to be honest. So having that kind of like stone fruity kind of situation along with that kind of a tartness, maybe. I don't know if that would be kind of pushing it a little bit. We got one here from 903 called the Islands in the Stream, which is a fruited sour with mango, coconut, vanilla, and cinnamon. Which I think I have that one downstairs somewhere. I don't know if I remember if I reviewed that one or not. And then we got the last one here is the one from Four Score Beer Co. called The Adventurous of Blasty, the Breakfast with Grammy. It's a fruited sour. Let's see what we got here. Breakfast Graham, banana, cinnamon, toast crunch, and marshmallow. That sounds delicious. Holy crap, even though I don't think this would be a kind of a similar one to this at all. So this is going to be a tough one, trying to figure out. It's crazy how there's two beers on here that bring in like banana-esque kind of flavors. So, and when I'm getting banana off this, so it may have me thinking they either added like a banana kind of extract because you can add like flavorings, like how with e-liquid you can add concentrates and all that stuff. They may have added a little bit of a banana concentrate to kind of bring out and enhance those other fruit flavors, but I don't think they actually used like a big banana puree or anything like that. So to be honest, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm looking at this Wiley Roots one again, but that has blueberry in it, so maybe coconut. Because the one thing that's lacking with all these similar ones is you're not going to get that funk that guava brings off when it comes to this kind of style of beer, because guava brings off a very, very unique flavor profile to a beer it's added to, just because it adds a bite, adds like a little bit of like a tang on your tongue. That sea saltiness is not going to be there to enhance these ones either, but I would either go with the ice cream trucks, one from Wiley Roots, or most likely this chunk Peach Melba. Most likely, I think. I don't know. This is a tough one. It's definitely my best suggestion when it comes to looking for a similar beer to this kind of style. Look for something with guava in it, because you're going to get the same kind of flavors. Of course, maybe if it's guava and a berry, you might have similar kind of flavor profiles. Of course, if you want to get that sea salty kind of aspect of what it tastes like in a beer, always kind of lean your way towards like a fruited goes or something like that. So, but I don't think there's like an individual. Okay, so you got no banana in yours, Kentucky. So that's just what my taste buds are getting. I don't know. It might be different. Like that's how it's so unique. Everybody's flavor profiles and taste buds are different. So let's look on 903's website and see what their tap list is looking like. Let's look at this and see if yes, I'm 21. I don't know if it shows their tap list or not, but let's see what's available from 903 that might be kind of similar right now. Let's look at their slushies. We got the Bougie Berry Slushy they have available, the Forbidden Fruit, Yippee-Ki-Yay. They still have a bunch of their Christmas ones still available. So, yeah, they have a bunch of different options over there. So if you're in Sherman, except for today, because obviously 903 is closed on Mondays, you might be able to find something different. So, yeah, my biggest recommendation when it comes to finding a similar beer to this one, like I said, is just find something with guava in it. Probably lean your way towards like a fruited goes. I think you'd get most similar experience. So you just got to keep an eye out at your local liquor store, bottle shop for something within that style, and you may get that similar experience. I don't know if I would 100% choose any of these similar beers when it comes to what Untappd has listed. But let's look here on Untappd again and see if there's anybody on my friends list who checked this one in, because I know there's at least two people, because we got my boy Kentucky who reviewed this on his Instagram a little bit back. Gave it a 4 out of 5, purchased at South Bay Liquor. He said a great tangy imperial sour, which, yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, that's 100%. 4 out of 5 seems a pretty good rating. And then Mr. Duchess, the one who's on the can himself, the bearded bald bastard himself, is on this. Check this one in, and he said, on the nose, you get a salty fruit note from the sea salt via and the strawberry, with a hint of creaminess from the milk sugar. On the taste, you get a tart fruit with a creamy yet salty flavor, thick mouthfeel, and lingering pillowy head on it. Yeah, he gave it a 4.25. So both people that I trust their opinions pretty damn well gave it at least a 4 out of 5 on Untappd, which is really good. Of course, looking here on Untappd, it says it's a Blender Weisse style ale aged on strawberry, guava, milk sugar, and sea salt. It's 6.2% ABV. And with over 508 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.01. Just hit that freaking 4 rating on Untappd. And it has a 10 IBUs, so it's slightly hopped, which, of course, these style of beers are usually hopped just slightly, just kind of add bitterness. But let's look at here and see what other people had to say. So this guy gave it a 3.25, saying, definitely get the strawberry, but it's flat and watered down. I guess when it comes to like getting a flat strawberry in your beer, I feel like that's what kind of the similarities where it's an unripened strawberry, because it kind of doesn't have those in-your-face, like, sweeter strawberry flavors. So when you're having, like, a strawberry puree that tastes more of like an unripened strawberry, it's going to taste kind of muted and kind of all that water. I don't think to me, it's not watered down at all. Let's see. We got another 4.25, 3.75, 4, 3.75. We got a 3.5 here, purchase off to 4, which is how I got mine. Another 3.75, 4.75, saying, wow, yummy, perfect fruit flavors just at the right consistency. Rocket 903. Yeah, definitely has a really good mouthfeel to it. Yeah, this guy's right here. This guy's a perfect explanation description for 4 out of 5, and lots of sweet tropical fruit, but not overly sweet. Perfect for a picnic. Yeah, that's the one thing I like about this one as well. It's not too overly sweet from the fruit flavors. It's just fruity enough. It's not too sour, but overall, yeah, this beer is absolutely delicious. So let's start going down and see what we're gonna be doing for ratings on this guy. Okay, so can art. I'm already gonna give this one a higher than usual can art rating, even though it's nothing too extraordinary when it comes to detail. But just because when I saw this beer, and I let Duchess know, I was like, dude, why are you on this can? Then he saw it and he was like, you son of a bitch, and started giving me shit. But tell me here, this doesn't look like Duchess on the can here. I'm the one that kind of made him aware of it, and he looked at the can and he's like, you're an asshole. And I'm like, I know. But it's cool to see my boy Duchess with the sandals and the socks, sunglasses. Next time you guys see Duchess in a Discord or something, tell him to put sunglasses on. You'll kind of get the idea. Tell him to take his hat off and put sunglasses on, and you'll see why I thought he was on this can art, because he is. So overall, yeah, there's a decent amount of detail on there. Kind of Duchess walking through a meadow a little bit on here. I wonder if he's getting royalties to this. I don't know. But I like that it's named Dad Bod because, of course, Duchess likes letting his shit hang out like always. So, yeah, can art's solid. So I'm going to give it, just because it would have been like a 3.75 for can art for me. But since Duchess is on here, I got to support my boy. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 for can art because you got to support him. Come on, just look at him. Look at Duchess. Look at Duchess. Look at Duchess. Yeah, just tell Jay to put his sunglasses on. He'll be right here. But other than that, let's see. Anything else when it comes to detail on the can art? Not really too much going on. I like the colors. But overall, yeah, it's a very, very solid can art. So, let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight at 903 Brewers, would I get another one? I probably would. It's definitely more on the lighter flavor side, like I said before. And it's just an easier drinking fruited sour from these guys. It's definitely not as in your face as some of the stuff I've had from them, but overall, flavors are still pungent enough to make it really, really enjoyable. It's really refreshing. And just absolutely delicious. So, yeah, big fan. I'll definitely get another one of these. So, what is my final rating going to be on this guy? See, there's that banana lingering at the end. That's what it's kind of like. To me, it almost... Okay, now that I'm drinking more of it, the lingering aftertaste almost reminds me of like a strawberry banana smoothie. I don't know why, but that's what I'm kind of getting out of it. So, for my final rating, I'll give this a very, very solid 8 out of 10. Very, very good. It's definitely, like I said before, I've had stuff from 903 that's been better, but overall, for coming out with a nice kind of simple recipe for a fruited sour, they nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. So overall, I think that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know when I ever go live to another review. And what else do we got here? If you want to see stuff from 903 show up in your area, always going to recommend talking to your local liquor store. See if their distributor has 903 or if they can get it. Because liquor stores and bottle shops, when it comes to craft beer, want to bring in some new stuff all the time just because they want to get their stuff that's not selling off the shelves, and they want to always have a kind of like a popular kind of rotation going through, because if something sells good, they're going to keep on bringing it in. It's going to keep on going through and create them more revenue. So, and if you can't do that, if their distributor can't get it, always can recommend getting yourself onto Tavour. It's available on Android or iPhone. It's an app to where you can get beer delivered to you. They're out of Washington State, and 903 comes up on there pretty frequently, so you'll be able to try a bunch of different stuff from 903 if you're able to do that. But sometimes it's a little bit iffy when it comes to shipping through them, so you'll just have to create your account, and they'll let you know right away if they can ship to you. So, other than that, last but not least, if you're into craft beer and you're a craft beer drinker, you need to get yourself over to Untappd. It's a great social media platform for craft beer. You get to check in beers, get badges, all kinds of stuff on there. Different promotional codes for different beer services throughout the country, other delivery services, all kinds of stuff. So it's just a really, really cool platform. Like I said, that one as well is available on Android or iPhone, or you can even use it through your desktop if you want. But it's just a really, really fun time. You can see people like me, Kevin, Kentucky, Duchess, Lee's on there. There's a bunch of people on Untappd just having a good time. It's just really, really fun. So I would highly recommend everybody who likes craft beer to get yourself onto Untappd and just enjoy the ride with all of us because it's a fun time over there. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you, buddy, in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.